Welcome. Clicked Up TV. Today's news, LG phones. Man, in the beginning of the year, LG had a rollout of the newest technology cell phone. You know, it was what was it called? The LG Rollable smartphone. It was a unique phone they showed off at the CES show out there in Las Vegas. You know, you think they were taking a big leap, a big step in regards to innovative technology when it comes to cellular phones, cell phones. But it looks like they're taking a back seat at the moment in regards to manufacturing, producing, and selling cell phones. Why? I don't know. But we about to find out here on Clicked Up TV. So LG phones are officially dead. Here's what's going to happen next. Soon as you turn on your phone, you dial somebody, yeah, it's going to dial, and it's going to keep dialing. That's the first sign. Well, actually, let me reverse. The first sign is receiving a message, an LMI message. I think this has something to do with the background apps, the functionality of the LG phones. It shows this LMS update or LMS pop up on your phone. You're like, what's that? LMS, LMI. I don't know what that is. But you're supposed to either do an update, or if you ignore the update, your phone is start acting weird all of a sudden. You're dialing your favorite friend, you're dialing your neighbor, or you're dialing a family member. The phone just gonna keep dialing and dialing. It might go to the voicemail, but on the receiver's end, they ain't gonna hear their phone dial. They ain't gonna hear the phone dial. You'll get to the voicemail, you'll be able to leave a voicemail. Somehow they get the voicemail. I'm just telling you from my own self-experience what just happened to me recently. First, I received the LMI message saying, you know, you can choose to shut this update down, or you can choose to update. But if you was to close it, then you can lose functionality of your texting, you can lose functionality of your cell phone, and you can lose functionality of certain apps that's on your phone. Because as you know, all these apps are somehow connected. You know, they use your information, they sell your information. That's why you have to be more careful when you download these apps, because you're giving them access to your cell phones, you're giving them access to the contacts in your cell phones, you're giving them access to the pictures in your cell phone. Sometimes you can deny what you choose an app to look at. You can choose them not to tap into your microphone. You can choose them not to tap into your camera. Yeah, certain apps out there that will tap in to your voicemail, your camera, your contacts, your pictures, or what have you. So, yeah, LG phones are officially dead. Existing LG phones will get support for a while, but after that, who knows? No one is picking up the LG phones. Everyone has their own cell phones. You got Samsung, one of the top cell phone companies, and you got iPhone, which is at the top of the tier when it comes to cellular phones. So you have other companies, OnePlus, that's the new company. You have Huawei, I think this is Japan cell phone. You got all these Nokias, you got Motorola. It's a lot of companies out there making cell phones, and right now at this particular time, 2022, they're cutting out 3G as well as 4G phones. And then I thought that was what was happening to me, because I have a 4G phone. I haven't yet upgraded, because I'm always the person that's waiting at the last minute to upgrade my cell phone. It's no rush to me. My mind frame is, as long as I can make a call out and receive calls, I don't care how fancy the phone is, I don't care what the bells and whistles on the phone that attracts other people. It just doesn't attract me. You know, just give me something I can call in, call out. I don't make too many phone calls on my phone. I don't really download too many apps, but it is what it is. But at the same time, no one is picking up the LG phone like this is gonna be a winner. Nobody is cashing them out on their innovative phone. You know, the rollerblade phone, whatever you want to call it, the rollblade phone. You know, I keep forgetting the name, the Rollable Phone. Nobody gonna cash out on that Rollable Phone. But you know, LG, they want to take a back seat in manufacturing, selling, and producing cell phones, and they want to think about other things. You know, as you know, LG is an innovator when it comes to certain things. You know, LG, they make appliances, they make TVs, you know, microwaves, you know, the list goes on. They make a lot of products out there, and they've been getting hit on the cell phones, you know, with Samsung and Apple being the leader in cell phones. You know, they done lost millions of dollars. You know, they try to do everything they can to bring in revenue, such as the Rollable cell phone that they just introduced at the beginning of the year. But after that, 3 months, 4 months later, up in April 5th to be exact, they have made a report that they're going to take a step down from the cell phones. So if you have any cell phones that's in LG and you're wondering why your cell phone is not working as it should, you know, they are actually shutting down the network on the LG cell phones. They have limited support at this time. I actually had to go to the phone store earlier, and they had to delete some of the LG apps, as well as do certain updates on some of the LG apps that shouldn't be deleted. My phone was able to work. Originally, like I said, it wasn't able to work. It was just making calls that wasn't going through. Then after that day of making calls that wasn't going through, it stopped making calls altogether. I'll dial somebody's number, and it immediately go to call in. So I dial the number. Instead of hearing the dial tone, I look at the phone seconds after I dial the number, and it says call in. So no one was picking up the phone fast enough for even a call to end. So this was on LG networking side, where they are phasing out, you know, the service on these cell phones. So if you have any issues with not receiving calls and your family member said they called you, or are you making calls and you just think your family member is ignoring you because you hear the dial tone and it's ringing but nobody's picking up, don't worry. No one's mad at you. No one's trying to ignore you. It's LG. So eventually everybody's going to need to upgrade. Like I said, I got a 4G phone. Not only a 4G phone, but I got an LG phone. And the company is no longer making cell phones. That's right. LG is no longer making cell phones. They want to take a step back, reinvent themselves when it comes to cell phones. They actually planning to come back when there's on the 6th generation. Right now we're on the 4th and 5th generation. The 4th should be phased out by the end of the year, if not before the end of the year here in 2022. But they trying to think a step ahead and see what they can do so far as providing more of a technology on the artificial intelligence side, on the augmented reality side, on the virtual reality side, on the autonomous side. They want to innovate themselves to the next generation. So LG, this might be a smart move for them. Instead of losing millions after millions after millions, and you know your cell phone is not a top producer, go ahead and cut your losses right now before your losses get too deep, before investors start pulling out. You know, the Rollable phone, it looks like a good innovative phone, and I'm quite sure they can sell that and market it to another phone manufacturer, and maybe they can take off. But at this time, the Rollable phone is on hold. They're not bringing that out. Any other cell phones that they were producing between January up until now is a halt. They're stopping what they're doing, and they're trying to reinvent themselves and go into the future with more of a hold on the technology game. So once again, if your cell phone is ringing, your family member ain't picking up, you're sending texts out, and it says try again, it's not you, and it's not your family member, but it's LG. They didn't really tell nobody about this. You had to have your eyes and your ears tapped on to the technology side of things to understand what was going on and what was in the plan. So, people, I got an LG phone, and right now I'm about to upgrade, but I ain't about to spend no $500. I ain't about to spend no $1,000 on no phone. You know, I got kids, I got rent, and there's inflation on food, there's inflation on gas. Just give me a simple phone. But I do want a phone with a lot of memory since I'm doing my YouTube thing. I want to be out and about, you know, not all the time with my camcorder, but give me a nice little cell phone where I ain't got to keep switching the memory card. That's basically my purpose of cell phones. Keeping in contact with my kids, keeping in contact with the family members that keep in contact with me, and you know, phone for emergencies. In case somebody hit me, they can hit me and let me know what's good, what's not good. So, people, wise up, listen up. You know, if you got 3G phones, 4G phones, it's time to upgrade. If you got an LG phone like me with a 4G plan, it's time to upgrade to the next generation. We got 5G. 5G is here. Web 3.0 is here. Metaverse is here. Blockchain is here. And if you want to be on top, if you want to be leading in innovation and technology, I suggest you upgrade your phone like I'm going to upgrade my phone eventually. Hopefully in the next 30, hopefully in the next 60 days. Hopefully my LG phone can last that long because I'm not trying to go out right now at this particular time to buy no cell phones. Just to be honest with you, I'm not trying to buy no cell phone. I'd rather go out and buy some shoes, buy an outfit, you know, buy some food for the refrigerator, you know, take my kids out somewhere so they can have fun. I could care less. You know, people that spend like $500, $1,500 on the phone, shit, maybe they still living with family members, but I got responsibilities and top priorities in my life. But once I get myself together, I'm going to upgrade me on a, maybe on a $150, maybe on a $200 phone. I ain't going nowhere past $250 because basically, my phone is basically going to be like a little laptop. All phones are little laptops in our pocket, and I already got a laptop, so now I need a laptop on the go, which is going to be my next cell phone. But I'm thinking about this 128 gigabyte cell phone where I ain't got to keep switching my memory. So once again, like I said, LG is phasing out their phone manufacturing, phone production, phone selling line. So it's time to wake up. Like I said, if you had received any LG LMI update, see if you can update it. If not, go to your local store, you know, whether it's Sprint, T-Mobile, AT&T, or even Metro. You know, go to them. They'll help you with the software. They'll help you with, you know, upgrading or even deleting some of those apps where you can be able to work it. So, once again, LG does not provide mobile device services anymore. You know, they're doing a little technical support, maybe for now until the end of the year, but after that, you're on your own. So, like I said, LG is a big manufacturer of electronic products. But when it comes to cell phones, it's no longer. So, LG, the IMS app, look out for it. And if you're wondering why I keep giving you error messages, that's because the service is being phased out. The service. Many individuals with LG smartphones woke up probably like a week ago and seen their cell phones displaying a pop-up saying, unfortunately, LG IMS has stopped. And this happens every few seconds. You could be texting and it pop up. Usually I don't hit the X. I just click off the screen and make it go away. But then like 3 to 5 seconds again and pop up again. Now this is the first time we've seen widespread reports about the IMS service crashing when it comes to LG or even when it comes to Samsung. Back in 2019, I remember Samsung was reporting that the S9 unit was getting the IMS service crashing error after the August 29 update. So sometimes when they even do updates, they kind of crash and create bugs in the system where they have to modify and do fixes and get rid of those bugs. So currently the LG IMS has stopped, pop-ups appear, and it's affecting every cell phone, whether you're with T-Mobile, whether you're with AT&T, whether you're with Sprint or Metro PCS. You know, there's reports all over the nation right now. People is really angry with LG. So there's some suggestions on the web. Users should reboot or do a factory reset. But sometimes we can't afford factory resets because we have important information on our phones. So you might just want to go to the phone store, where they actually do actual service and not just collect payment, and they'll be able to help delete some of the LG apps on there that's prohibiting you from making your calls, that's prohibiting you from, texting your family members, your friends, your families, your neighbors, or what have you, your co-workers, your colleagues, your associates. LG Smartphones is no more. Korean company announced Monday, April 5th, that it will be shutting down its mobile phone business. The move was okayed by the electronic giant board of directors. Now, there was inter-month speculations about the fate of LG smartphones. LG devices won't immediately disappear from store shelves. Instead, the company plans to let the current supply dwindle without any inventory. So they're not stocking the shelves. What's currently on the shelf is what currently you're going to get if you actually need an LG cell phone. But I advise either go with Samsung, Apple, or another popular brand. Now, in the US, LG tells us that the plans to honor the standard limited warranty. So if you have warranties, they will honor it to a certain extent. That means they will provide service parts through the end of the warranty, or no longer if that required by the state where you live. LG said it will provide additional after-sale support for certain models, only for certain models. Now, additionally, LG is honoring any extended warranties for customers who've registered their ineligible devices. As for OS upgrades, LG say they will depend on which models, with more details to come. So you guys stay tuned. If you have LG you just recently purchased, maybe that's one of the ones that will be an exception when it comes down to warranty replacing phones as well as warranty replacing parts. Also up in the air is what happened to the device on the drawing board. Like I mentioned in the beginning, the Lgrollable, a phone with an expandable screen that LG showed off at this year's CES trade show. Now, LG had announced plans to ship its rollable phone this year, but obviously that launch is now scrapped. We're still waiting to hear if LG will spin off that product line to a competitor, but none of that was really addressed in the LG statement they announced just recently in regards to the closure of the phone business. Now, core technologies developed during the 2 decades of LG mobile business operations will also retain and apply existing as well as future products. So far as any cell phones that's under warranty, they will be the ones that will back up the warranty for any warranty support. Core technologies, that is. Now, LG said its plans to finish winding down its involvement with smartphones by July 31st. So this might be a time for you to opt out on your LG cell phone you have right now, especially if you've been, with this phone for the last 2 or 3 years. It's time to give it up by July 31st. Make sure you get you a new upgraded phone before July 31st, as their involvement in cell phones will be no longer. Now, it's not hard to figure out why LG is exiting the smartphone business. The business was a money loser for LG. They wasn't making a profit out there off them phones. It never could emerge from the shadow from Apple and Samsung. Apple and Samsung was the biggest phone slingers out there. So they couldn't stay on top. They couldn't survive. It was too much increased competition from Chinese phone makers like Huawei and Oppo. We spoke to they spoke to Tom Nugent, a senior principal analyst at the Gartner last week, when the LG mobile business shutdown was still a rumor. Wynn noted that even LG's peak, the company had less than 10% share of the global smartphone market. The rest of the 90% belonged to Samsung, belonged to Apple, and the likes. So with LG pulling resources from smartphone development, the company says it will instead focus on electric vehicle parts, connected devices, smart homes, And like I said in the beginning, robotics, AI, also business-facing products. Now, its mobile efforts going forward will include work with technologies that's related to development of 6G wireless network. So you already know we in 5G. So they're like years ahead of us. They're trying to think ahead in regards to the next innovative step they need to take for their company. So once again, July 31st, they're phasing out the LG phones. It's time to give it up, people. It's time to give it up. I gotta give mine up. Got a couple cracks, got a couple scratches on here. So let me ask Google. Google. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if Google knows that LG is shut down. Google, is LG phones shutting down?
According to Hindustan Times Tech, LG, earlier this month, announced that it was shutting down its mobile phone business.
Ain't that a biscuit? Alright, people. Y'all heard it straight from Google herself. Is that your name? Let me see. Google, are you a male or female? Oh, she couldn't talk then. But it say, is Google male or female? A female, because it doesn't let you finish a sentence before you making a suggestion. But there you go, people. You know, technology is taking over. Technology being taken over. And you got to have the right phone and the right phone plan by your side if you want to be able to ride the wave of this 5G autonomous artificial intelligence metaverse blockchain world, because it's Web 3.0, baby. And if you're still living in the